Have you ever wondered how many profitable day traders there truly are in the world and whether or not you can or will become one of them? Well, stick towards the end of this video because I'm going to be literally going over you the statistics found online from research on the number of profitable traders and how you can also become one of them at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So today I'm gonna bring up this because I posted this in a Discord, and these are stats you guys can also look online if you want to verify or fact check yourself. But there are 960,000 profitable day traders that are consistently beating the market around the world. And there's people that think trade trading is impossible. It's impossible to become profitable. How can you beat the hedge funds? How can you beat Jane Street? How can you beat these institutions that have access to more tools and resources than we do? But little do they know, we cannot trade the same. They are trading with much, much bigger position sizes. Therefore, they are trading a lot differently than us because they also need a lot more liquidity, and so their trading is actually a lot more difficult. It's a lot more harder for them to actually enter and exit the market than us retail traders because we don't have that much money to have much of an impact on the market like they do. And there's also a ton of regulations, legal regulations, on whenever they enter and exit trades that they have to follow as well, of criteria they have to follow. So there's literally little to no regulation on retail traders compared to these big firms, despite everyone thinking that they're controlling the market or they're manipulating the market. The entire market, in a sense, is just basically buyers and sellers, but the point is not even that. It's the fact that there's just liquidity, and liquidity is how the market moves, right? If no one is losing, no one's going to win in the markets. The market is a zero-sum game. With every winner, there's always going to be a loser on the opposing end. And all you need to do is develop a strategic edge, a profitable trading strategy that either gives you a higher win rate or a high risk reward, anything that gives you a net positive EV. You basically take advantage of that opportunity and just follow that system with discipline, and you will, I guarantee you will come out green. As long as you have an edge and discipline, that's enough to beat the markets. You don't need to be beating Jane Street one-on-one because trust me, they don't care about your position size. They're fighting against other big firms because let's say they need to fill in a position size of 10 million at a single time, maybe within 30 seconds. They're looking for liquidity on the opposing side of 10 million sell orders, for example, if they're trying to buy, right? And retail traders are not going to have one single retail trader, at least, is not going to have 10 million. Of course, adding up all retail traders, which accounts for about, I believe, 20% of the entire daily volume, which isn't even a lot considering how many retail traders there are, only 20%. So only a fifth of the market is truly retail traders. The other 4/5 of the market volume and volatility is purely institutions, banks, and people with a ton of money, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Stop thinking they're trying to go for your stops in a sense. Just understand that is just a byproduct of how the market works, okay? But anyway, nonetheless, you guys know, you may be wondering, how did I get this number of 960,000 consistently profitable traders? Well, if you look online, there's about 9.6 million retail traders in general that exist that are actively trading, and this number has only been going up from year to year, right? As there's more access, there's more tools, a lot more new brokers, more regulation. But more regulation also means there's also be more companies coming out that obviously will be under that regulation, but there's going to be a lot more trust that clients have to put into these brokers now that they're regulated in a sense, right? It gives your client more trust into trading. So there's 9.6 million people, and you guys know, if you look online statistics, it varies from broker to broker, but for the most part, it's about 10% of traders, 10% of day traders consistently beat the market. So just take 10% of 9.6 million. It's literally 960,000, 960K. So could you imagine how many people there are out there that are actually beating the markets? Now, people are going to say, this number doesn't matter if you're looking at the percent. You should look at the percent. Okay, 10%. Let's compare 10% to someone that came out with a bachelor's degree applying for Google. Google's success rate is literally 0.2 and 0.5%. That is 20 to 50 times harder than day trading. So it is literally proven statistically 20 to 50 times more difficult to get an entry-level job in terms of a tech job, right? So I want to say entry level as in you're mopping the floors, but like entry level tech job, so software engineer, data analyst, things of that nature, right? Those kind of jobs, those kind of roles. It is literally 20 to 50 times harder to land that than to become a consistently profitable trader. So the fact that the success rate is so much higher in trading, but people are not putting this into perspective, because I think the trading industry online, because of these other gurus, they're putting a bad outlook or a bad reputation for the entire trading community. And that's why I have this channel here to, again, expose the real traders, show who's the fake traders, expose the fake traders and show who's the real traders, and then obviously show actual educational information that you can take away and actually apply to your own trading to help you become part of that 10% and not that 90% that are consistently failing because they're failing to recognize what their issues are, right? If you don't recognize what your problems are and you're just trading continuously, no matter how much time goes by, you'll never hit profitability. Trust me. You need someone to critique you, either a mentor or you can critique yourself through a trading journal, right? You can also self-learn trading. You don't necessarily need a mentor, but it's just typically when you have a mentor, someone that's gone through all the mistakes already, they tell you this stuff ahead of time, so you can avoid these mistakes and basically push you on the right path and roadmap to profitability much, much quicker. I'd say if I had a mentor that actually knew about trading and was profitable consistently, I would be able to tenfold my time in terms of how long it took me to become profitable. It took me about a year-ish to become profitable, so just put that in perspective. It may not sound like a crazy amount of time, but the amount of hours I put in every single day, 13-hour days during that 1 year, it really, really adds up, man. It really does add up a ton of screen time. And screen time doesn't matter if it's not quality screen time. If you're not journaling, it does not matter. Your screen time is literally just a number and means nothing until you actively or proactively actually approach trading with a professional trading mindset of getting better and not just being a gambler trying to get lucky, right? Because if you're trying to get lucky in the markets, trust me, it's happened to me in the past, especially when you first start trading. The market will humble you. I guarantee you at some point it will humble you if you're just gonna try to guess and purely trade off intuition or discretion. It's just not a thing. You need to have some mechanical edge or system built in place, at least back tested, to have a proven edge before you can even try to think about incorporating discretion into your trading. Another type of statistic I was going to bring up is 1%. Literally only 1% of people who get interviewed at Jane Street end up getting an offer for the quant trading roles. There's quant trading, there's quant analyst, quant research, there's people that do math, there's people that actually are the ones executing the buttons, which are the quant traders. There's so many different positions, but the point is basically to become a trader or a quant at Jane Street, which is one of the biggest firms, it's a 1% acceptance rate. And these are people, the people applying for these are also qualified. They at least meet the minimum qualifications too of some sort of degree, or they come from a really, really good college, for example. I don't think they have a requirement in terms of you need to be at a T5 college or T10, but I'm sure that they still also have a rigorous process in terms of applying or even getting through the interview rounds. And the 1%, still compare 1% to, matter of fact, let's say the success rate of day trading is actually 5%. It's still 5 times more likely to become a profitable day trader consistently as a retail. Again, these are retail data. This is not including institutions, hedge funds, people with more information or resources. This is just talking about retail traders. There's 10% succeeding consistently. Even if you bring it down to 3%, because some websites may differ, that is still much, much higher odds than landing either of these, right? So it's something to keep in mind. I posted this again in a free Discord if you guys want to check it out. That's going to be it for me for this video. Again, you guys basically know from the gist of this video that you need discipline with the right edge and execute that consistently, build those good habits, and that is where you can actually become part of the 10% that succeed. Again, if you're interested, check out the website for more information, and I shall see you guys in the free Discord.